Hello, everybody. How are you today? My name is Marta Pardo, and I'm so glad to be here with you in our PSA Spain Talks. Today, we're going to talk about our huge convention coming up in Barcelona on the next 18th of November. Yes, Make an Impact Convention from PSA Spain. And you know what? Today, I have a huge person coming with us from India. Yes, she's one of our outstanding speakers. And I'm going to tell you something. She's not just coming directly from India, but she's also our teenager Indian speaker. Yes, she is very special. She's exceptional. She talks about generational diversity. She is the author of generational books, and she also is a columnist on staying a step ahead of Generation Next. I just want to see her, to talk to her, and I want her to share with you all the things she does. Please welcome very warmly the teenager Neerja Singh.
Thank you, Martha. Thank you so very much. I'm absolutely thrilled. And like I was telling you, I'm the envy of my family and friends because I'm coming to Barcelona to speak at the conference. It really is. It really is a lifetime opportunity. I've been dreaming of doing this for many, many years, 10 years now. Martha,
Wow.
yes. I speak on generational diversity, which I believe is the most relevant. I will go so far as to say that it's a new kind of diversity, most relevant diversity today, because ever since generations, the theory of generations was floated in mid 19th, the past century. Things have
What?
really exploded around us because of technology. Every generation has acquired a personality, a culture, and a vocabulary. And there
Yes.
have been such impactful events in the world. For example, the Great Recession, the Depression, WTC, terrorism, wars, that pandemic. So every generation has had their sensitivity and sensibility shaped by the experiences. And we've never needed their intergenerational cooperation as much as we need today. So I talk about it, I write about it, I research on the subject, Martha. That's
It's
what I burn with. That's what I burn with.
it's
Yes.
amazing. And tell me just one thing, because I just read your biography, and it's just
Hmm.
amazing. I mean, you have a background that it's is I don't have even words to say. You have more than 37 years in media and education to help generations, right?
Yes. So, Martha, what happens with each one of us, and it's something which would have happened with you, with our listeners, there comes a time in your life when all the dots line up and they come together.
That's
That's what's happened with me in the last 3 years, ever since I joined the PSA. It's not as though I was not working before. It's not as though I was not fulfilled before. But suddenly, my education background, my media background, my personal life, my experiences, the losses I suffered, it all came together. And woof, there it was. That I need to talk about this subject. This is the message. This is what I need to bring people to open up their eyes to, that this exists. This has to be addressed for greater impact. And particularly as a speaker, Martha, it's so very important that we understand what each generation is going through. We develop an empathy and
exactly.
speak to them in the language which lands on them the way we want it to land. We're not doing that as yet. And that became That became an all-consuming passion and interest.
I had the chance to listen to you and in two different conferences in Ireland, well, in Singapore, and I can tell that your speech it's very shocking because comes to our hearts, and we all need to understand that, as you said, we need to create impact. And actually your topic in our convention is going to be creating an impact with
Yes,
generational diversity, right?
absolutely, absolutely.
What does this conference means to you? Because I know you want to come to Barcelona, and I know you Spain will fulfill your all your heart. But what does this conference means to you, as you already have this chance to talk about this topic before?
That's right. So there are two parts to this question. There are two parts to the answer. One is my personal fascination for the Spanish culture and the fact that I tried to learn the language and all of that. Yes, but secondly, Martha, look, the conference, just the theme, impact, and impact is so closely associated with generational diversity. Generational diversity is so directly connected with that. And as speakers, I know that we are not very age smart because maybe we are so preoccupied and we are so busy and so taken up with multiple things that awareness of staying a step ahead and anticipating what is happening with the next generation. We think we know, but I know that we don't know. I know that we don't know. I've seen that. I thought I knew, and I realized I didn't. So that's where this conference is important to me. The theme is important, creating an impact, and the fact that what are you and I trying to do with our words? We're trying to create an impact.
Of
And
course.
that is where the generational aspect becomes very critical, because as we go forward, 70% of the workforce is going to be made up of Gen Z.
Mhm.
And what are we going to say to them if we don't know what their aspirations, what their hopes, what their fears, what their concerns are? Right? We need to begin to practice that awareness and empathy, both.
Emphasize on exactly on this empathy. That's a word that I like very
Yes.
much, what you said. And how does this spirit of youthfulness, with these benefits that you just said, related to the work of the generational diversity? What do you think people can need to embrace?
Okay. I strongly believe, Martha, that it's every generation's mandate, human mandate, to leave behind a generation that is more potent, more productive, more powerful.
Mhm.
And are we going to do that under the circumstances? And I think that to be able to deliver and to be able to go from this world when our time comes, right? That is an eventuality. Will we go with the sense of satisfaction that we've left behind a generation that is better placed than us, that is happier than us? That's where I think this responsibility of extending them and understanding support, trying to understand what they're going through. I thought I knew it all, that I was a progressive person, but in some ways I failed, Martha. I failed terribly. So it's this is that's why I call myself a millennial in spirit, with the benefit of hindsight. I have suffered enough that I can now look back and say those were the lessons I learned. That's where I made a mistake. That's where I went wrong. So I can't emphasize it enough how critical it is today to be with the younger generation, because it really is going to be their world. It's our
Of
job
course.
to prepare them to lead. Prepare, that's our job, that's our mandate. Yeah.
That's something important that you said, that prepare them to lead.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
great when you say that, because if we don't prepare them to lead, the world will be a chaos. So I really think we don't have a lot of people, in Europe talking about your subject. So I think this is going to be very impactful in Barcelona because we need people like you talking about what are the insights, what are the practical things that you can tell them, to interact
Yes.
with this generation. So I think the audience in Barcelona is just waiting for you.
Thank you. Thank you. I look forward to that. That's another opportunity. That's another opportunity to do what I'm trying to do. That's fantastic. And thank you for
And
the opportunity.
no problem. I think how can the audience that is going to be there and the people is watching us behind the screen,
Yes.
how can they adapt the message that is going to resonate, with the millennials and older generations? Because for me, for example, when I was working before as general manager of a hotel, I was all the time working with different generations, and it's not easy. So what can you say to the people? How can they adapt this millennial and older generations?
It
And
starts with the, yes,
I'm
Martha.
sorry, and just if you can add authenticity, because if we need the people to be authentic.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And so there are two things. One is the ability to put yourself in that, what we call empathy, to be able to look at the world the way they are seeing it through their lens. So that's number one. And second, authenticity, of course, Martha, because their bullshit meters are extremely sensitive. They detect, they detect falsity very quickly. So charades, it doesn't work with them. They know. So we also have to be strong enough to be able to withstand the pressure of full disclosure. You understand? I should be able to communicate with them,
With them,
that
yes.
transparency. And do I have that confidence that I can stand in front of them, be transparent? But most of the earlier generations don't have that. We were brought up to put on a front. We were brought up to fit in, for instance. We were brought
Yes.
up. We were brought up with a sense of shame to a degree. But today it's very different. A young person just stands there and says, "This is who I am. Take me or leave me. I don't fit. I don't fit a template.
That's
This
completely
is this
true.
is yeah, these are my good points, these are my bad points, and here I am. Do what you like with me. Work out a way of collaborating with me or teaming up with me, and the onus is on you. So the entire balance, the power balance, has shifted today. And for a speaker, and for any other professional in any
Mm,
field,
yeah, I
there's
think in any
very
field, yeah.
yes, you have to be able to accept it quickly, acknowledge it quickly, that this is true. The power balance has shifted today. Your juniors, your employees are actually your clients, your customers. They're writing reviews on you. If they come to you, Martha, to attend an interview, they will go back and write on Glassdoor, how did the interview go? Were the questions Martha asked intelligent enough? did did I did I did I learn anything from the interview? That's
Exactly. That's what actually we need to
it's
focus in. What is the
it
person is going to learn?
yes, it's so
And I
different.
think your expertise is unique, and your angle is also unique as a teenager, as you call yourself. So
Yes.
we are very, 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 very happy to have you in Barcelona, coming from India. So thank you very much. This talk is just to tease everybody to come and see you, Neerja. So I'm
Yes.
sure the audience is going to be delighted. So thank you. Namaste.
Namaste. Namaste. Dhanyavad aapka. Thank you, Martha.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
very much. And I'm sure they are very curious about just this power that you have of the generational diversity. So thank you
Thank
very
you,
much.
PSA Spain. Thank you, PSA Spain. Yes.
And thank you also, PSA India. We don't talk about that, but you are part of the PSA India. So
Yes.
don't miss this incredible opportunity to have Neerja Singh with us in PSA Spain the 18th of November in Barcelona in our convention, Make an Impact. I am Marta Pardo and I will be your host with my friend Tulia Lopez at the PSA Spain convention. See you there. Ciao, ciao.